Hey, Crazy Will here today. Today we're going to be talking about how to hide the wires behind your computer screens using pallets. That's right. Stay tuned. Hey, Crazy Will from Crazy Will's Tech Show. Today, we're gonna do a little fun project. This isn't gonna be too much tech. This is gonna be about hiding your wires behind your desk. No one can stand the wires behind your desk. I'm gonna do a little artsy project, do a little woodworking. We're gonna try and hide some of those wires in a fun way. Let me show you what I'm gonna do. All right, so we're out in the garage here. I got myself some pallets. Now I'm gonna try and take these pallets. Well, you can't really see them because there's cardboard over them, but they got a nice wood finish underneath them. Okay, so the plan is I'm gonna take those crates and build a false wall behind my computer monitors where it could snake all the wires in, and I think I wanna put the speakers that are up on my shelf down built into the wall. I think that would look really cool and kind of get them out of the way and give me a little bit more shelf space. So that's one idea. Now it sounds a little strange, but what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut them all up, I'm gonna build a false wall and use these as decoration. I have a really cool looking wooden desk, so I think it's gonna work out really well. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stain them with my leftover stain from other projects that I've made, and hopefully it'll match the wood pretty nice, which I think this will do really well. And there you go. By the way, you can get pallets anywhere. There's so many places that just want to get rid of them and they give them away for free. So you could get free wood ultimately and build a back end if you're into that kind of woody look, or you could even get even more creative and do metal or just a piece of sheetrock just as a false wall behind your desk. No one would be the wiser. The next thing we need to do, measure. All right, so I got my measurements. So that's roughly what I want just for the backboard of this project. Now what we're gonna do is we have the measurements, we gotta cut some wood. After we cut some wood, we'll start planking it out and figuring out where everything's gonna go, lay it out on the wall. Whoever said this was free, you're putting your hard work and energy into, just letting you know. Okay, so this is not going as easy as I thought. I'll show you a little bit of the process of what I've been doing. First I start at this end and just open it up a little bit. Sawzall. Then hammer it a little bit more. Then Sawzall. Then hammer it a little bit again. Now the other side, and then the middle should be easy to get out. We got one board, and there's still shit on it. I just remembered why I just go to IKEA. Day 2, guys. So playing with the pallets, trying to get them apart. In the meantime, I measured out my 27 5/8 board going across it and measured out how many I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need 8 of these going this way to go up. I need a lot of pallets. So last night I did some research. The easy way to cut a pallet up. I gotta give the credit to a YouTuber, and I'm gonna put his link down below, but his name was Jake. Hey Jake, I'll be the fat man. And he showed me this technique for cutting up pallets, and I'll show you that now. So first he recommends cutting the edges, so that's what we're gonna do next. Then he recommends prying out the middle. Alright, so prying out the middle wasn't really working for me, so I just cut it. So I think my pallets are a little different than Jake's. Friggin' ridiculous. All right, took apart the pallets. What a job. One of the other pallets was a little bit easier, but man, what a job. Now I'm gonna disassemble my desk and do a layout. So it's time for that part. Okay, so everything's out of the way. Now I can get to work on laying this out. I'm gonna get some boards and see where we can put everything. Okay, so we don't need to be super accurate, but using a square to make your cuts will make everything look a little bit better. Now we're going for a rustic look, obviously. I have plaques for the wall. I'm gonna do the two going across first just to get the length down, and then I'll put plaques in between it. And I got 2-inch screws that I'm gonna put into the wall. You don't need to go nuts, just maybe 2 or 3 screws in the board against the wall. This is how thick it's gonna be inside the wall there. This is thick enough for some wires. I measured it up against my wires, and that's more than enough room for a false wall to support the wires. So let's get started. All right, I'm gonna take the tape measure from the floor. It's about 30 where I want it, 30 inches. So we're gonna measure from the floor. I measured it from the one side. Now I'm gonna go and measure it from the other side, put a little mark, and that's where I'll start the next board. Another thing I forgot to mention, I'm using the ugly boards for the backside because we're not gonna see them. So we're still gonna stain them just in case we see through the cracks, but you're not gonna see a lot of the stuff. So pick the imperfected boards as your nailers, because these are just nailers, that's all they are, and they're not gonna be seen. Basically what I'm doing is I'm gonna build the whole thing and then take it apart. So I'm gonna lightly build it and then take it apart, stain everything because I don't want to stain it over my desk, and that desk weighs a ton. It has a big piece of slate on it, not moving the desk. We'll just build it real quick, take it apart piece by piece. That way I can figure out where all the wires go, do all my cuts, and then just go ahead and stain everything and everything will look mint. As far as we got so far, I did them 15 inches apart. It may be different for you, but as you can see, we have enough nailers now. We can start putting the planks going across. And as you can see, you can run your wires from underneath and up, and they'll be in the wall and come out where I want them to go. Which we're gonna leave openings for that behind the monitors where you can't see them. Where it'll be open, you'll be able to slip it in and out. Got my nail gun. We're gonna put some boards in place, just using 1 or 2 nails just to get it in the spot that I want it. Try to lay out some of the boards. So I'm gonna start building this and cutting some of the boards and getting everything where I want. And when I take it apart, I'll label it, sand them down, and stain them. So that's the rough layout of it. That's where the 2 monitor holes are. I did make a little hole for my router so that way it could still be there. I was thinking about putting it in the wall, but I don't think there's enough space. I even thought about putting a shelf behind one of the monitors and doing it that way, but we'll see at a later time. I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet. I kind of like it where it is. All right, so now we're back outside. I disassembled everything, and now we're gonna sand and paint. So I'm gonna go start sanding. Quick tip, guys. I have this glue. If you come across this on your pallets, I have this glue. What really gets it off really quick, you know, do this at your discretion, grab a little gasoline and just rub it on the glue. It comes right off. This is not even sticky anymore. So basically what I'm doing is I'm sanding just to get the roughage off and open up the pores for the stain. That's basically what I'm doing. It's just sanding it. So we're not going crazy sanding it. I want to keep all the imperfections. Finished product. right, so we're on day 3. My back's killing me. As you can see, I started putting the panels up. I numbered them. I'm putting them back piece by piece. Couple quick tips, just so you guys know. Make sure you don't paint over your numbers because it gets hard to see, and then when you try to go back to put these on, it becomes really frustrating. So just an FYI, make sure that you label them, and don't forget to label them, because I forgot to label the first one, which was 18 up in that corner, and I didn't know which one it was, and I had to organize all the boards. Just so you know, this is a weekend project. You can get this done in a weekend. I'm on day 3. I got up and I started doing that, and then I went to go mow 2 lawns, grocery shop, and get a haircut because I so desperately needed it. And I gotta go help a friend, so I'm gonna try and get a little bit of this done, and then I'll be back. Another tip, I stained a couple of these little blocks because I knew I was going to have openings where they were going to need to put up against the wall and put in the correct place. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. I have an opening for where I'm going to let the monitor cords come out. So this is going to be my spacer. I just painted a couple of these because I had scraps laying around, and I'm going to use that to kind of open it up a little bit, make it balanced. Alright, so this is what I was talking about, the speaker. I have it hanging on the wall. I drilled a hole big enough to fit the actual end of the speaker through there. And then I just pulled it through, and that's the screw right there, and it hides all my messy work. And now we have the speaker right there, just like that. Alright, looks like I'm done. I got all the lights where I wanted, I got all the wires where I wanted, I got the speakers on there. What do you guys think? I think it worked out pretty well. Now let me clean up all my tools, put everything away, and put everything back to the way it was, and I'll show you what it looks like in my new studio. Alright guys, that's it. We're done. We're in my new studio. Couple tips that I have for you. I know I look a mess. I apologize. I'm running around trying to get this done, trying to get lawns mowed, and like I said before, I'm doing a lot of different things, helping out friends, putting out fires. Always something. So I know you guys are probably thinking, hey, you have a lot of time on your hands. Well, I don't. I actually freed up this weekend. That's why I did this project. I was having friends come into town, and they canceled last minute because, as you know, Flo is coming in around the time of shooting this. She came in and she left, and they got a little scared, even though I'm more inland, and I really feel bad for those people that are on the coast. They are really going through some real hellish times. I really wish the best for them. So I had the time to do this. I did it. I set it all up. A couple tips, guys. It says 1 hour for the stain to dry. Total bullshit. I would leave this, and I've had other projects, I would leave this for about a week. It stinks in here right now. Back is killing me. On the topic of my back killing me, I would really recommend pulling the desk out while you're doing this. Leaning over your desk is murder on your back. Don't do it. Just take the time. Mine's slate, so I really didn't have that option. I need another person to help me move it, and it just wasn't gonna happen. Another thing, if you do not have a nail gun, guys, it's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker. I just happen to have one because I did a lot of home renovations here. I would just use regular screws or even roofing nails. That would look really cool because they have a big head and you could hammer those in and it would look really cool. Give it a little accent piece if you're doing pallets, 1.5" size nail or screw. I use the nail gun. At the top I used 2" nail, and towards the bottom, and these are finishing nails, they're nothing that life or death, but towards the bottom I did 1" nails, so that way I can easily pull off if I need to get my wires or I can't get wires in or out of this. But it hides the wires really good. I think it looks pretty amazing. I love the look. Kind of matches my desk and it's kind of my decor. You could do this other ways. You can paint some of them blue, some of them gray. That's a really popular look right now. I'm not an interior decorator, so I'm doing what works, guys. You know me, I do what works, and I like black. Everything's brown and black in my house. I just think that's a cool color, but except for the walls. The walls we always kind of do different colors with. So I hope this helped you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if this helped you, or if you just like watching my crazy ass. And remember, you can do anything, and I mean anything, if you put your mind to it. Later, guys! All right, so there we are, we're done. And I finally remembered to put the mic on this time. Like an idiot. I know what you're thinking, Crazy Will's Tech Show's over, what do I do now? Real simple, guys. You hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button, and then you check out my other videos. It's not over. I made a lot. It's been a good year.